Hi everyone, Mrs. West here with this week's project. This week we're going to start some work on a Valentine's Day project. We're going to make some shapes from colored construction paper, but this week you're only going to be doing the tracing and cutting part. So you will need two different colors of construction paper. This one needs, the background color needs to be a little larger, and the one for the Valentine part can be a little smaller. This is what I had around the studio, so I just picked these up. Next week you'll need a white piece of paper for it. You of course will need scissors. You'll need, where is my glue? Come on, glue. Glue, scissors, glue, and markers and crayons for next week. Okay, so the first thing I would like you to do is to trace your hand. Now, I want you to trace your hand on a bigger piece of paper like this, because not only do I want you to trace your hand, but I want you to trace this part of your forearm and your wrist as well. Okay, now I'm going to use a pen for this, a black pen, so that you can see it better, but I am suggesting that you use a pencil for this. Now, when you trace your hand, you don't want to tilt the pen like this, because then your fingers are going to come out really, really skinny. Okay, so let's try it. Here I go with my pen. I'm holding it pretty straight up and down. Now, my fingers have a lot more lumps and bumps in them than yours do, that's for sure. Okay, if you have an older person that's in your family and you trace their hands, they would probably have a lot of lumps and bumps as well. Okay, there I go all the way off the paper. Okay, I'm going to take this one off the paper too. Okay, so there's my hand, and I picked a nice bright green color for my hand. Now, if you have trouble tracing your hand, I have also included in this lesson a sheet with an outline of a hand. If you would like to use that instead, you can cut this out and trace it. Okay, so done with this part for now. Okay, now I would like you to make a pretty big heart. Okay, I'm using a sheet this size. It's 6 by 6, so I want my heart to be about this size. Now, you might know that there are two different ways that you can make a heart. There is drawing it just on your piece of paper. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little trick for this. I'm going to make a big M like that. Okay, now I'm going to put a little dot down here, and I'm going to connect to that, and I'm going to connect that way. Okay, that's a pretty good heart, and it's a good size. Okay, let's put this one on the side. The second way to make a heart is to fold your paper in half, like this. Now, this is the fold of the paper right here. Okay, this is very important, this part. What I want you to do is have the paper like this with the fold over here. And about over here, I want you to start to make a big C. Okay, now, if I was going to finish making a C, I would go up here. But I'm not going to finish making the C. I'm going to take this and go all the way down to this point, like that. Okay, so if you're making the heart this way, you have to keep it folded. And now you cut it out. Both pieces of paper you're going through. Okay, that works out pretty good. So, I also, if you are having difficulty making a heart, I have also included the outline of a heart if you want to cut this out and trace it or color that heart in. You can do that. So, for next week, I would like you to have your cutout heart and your cutout arm and hand. Okay? Remember to do this in pencil because you might want to do some erasing afterwards. Okay, but I am just use the pen because it is so much easier for you to see. Okay, so by the time I see you again next week, you will have a cutout hand and a cutout heart. Okay, I'm not going to finish that right now. Okay, so you're gonna have these ready for me for next week's lesson. Make sure you take a photo of your heart and your hand and attach that photo to your lesson on Google Classroom. Okay, I can't wait to see all these beautiful colorful hands and hearts for next week when we complete our project. Ta-ta for now.